going to be Argentina versus France. The moment I was waiting for. Yes, Maradona is watching from above, and the entire footballing gods have made it possible. So it's going to be Argentina versus France. And you know which country is going to win, right? If you've been watching my videos since many years, you will know that it's going to be Argentina. And the reasons why Argentina is going to win the World Cup, I'm going to tell you now. Okay. Chill. Let me now talk. Okay. You know what? I have been thinking about Messi winning a World Cup since what? Since 2010. Okay. I started writing predictions on sports since 2008. My first prediction to be written, which was published, thankfully by I always thank the people from DNA who published my first prediction, and it was on football. It was a football Euro Cup in 2008 when I said that Iker Casillas will go on to win the Euro. And by the time I had discovered this patch, 1981 patch. And after that happened, I was always waiting for this magic moment when a 1986 born or 87 born captain will go on to win a World Cup. Okay, and in 2014, I was I was like eagerly waiting for this to happen. Simply also because of one major reason is that my idol, I feel that he's probably the greatest player to have ever played this game, and that is Leo Messi. Was born in 1987, and I thought that he can win the World Cup this time. I almost felt that I will him to win the World Cup, because he has the power of planets with him. And I wrote this prediction in DNA that he's going to win the World Cup. And in 2014, it was such a huge heartbreak. They reached the final and they didn't win the final. And then I discovered this patch, the 1983 patch where, I missed that patch, astrology patch, where this planet Z, comes into a 0 degrees. It's a very powerful thing, which I realized later. And I missed the patch. It happens, we all learn. Okay, but it was very, very clear that an 86 or 87 patch born is still alive, and somebody born in that patch will go on to win a World Cup. And in 2018, in the beginning of the World Cup, as usual, I was very, very excited, and I thought that yes, this time Messi is going to make it. And I also said this, even before the World Cup, was started, I said that France and Argentina are the two countries which have the chance to win because the captains were born in 86 and 87, and one of them will win. And in the fanboy moment, I said that probably it could be Argentina. Okay, but I always gave a chance to France to win, and France won. And in the last 4 years, constantly what was playing on in my mind is, can Messi lead Argentina to a World Cup victory? Twice in the previous 2 times he was not able to do that, and this time can he do it? Okay, that was a big question, and he always could deliver that. That was always there in the mind. Okay, now, but by this time, in this 8 years, Messi has grown to such a huge extent that it's like Sachin Tendulkar. If Sachin Tendulkar wouldn't have won the World Cup, he was not as a captain, as a part of the World Cup winning team. Even if he wouldn't have won the World Cup, still he would have been a great. Okay, so similarly, Messi had achieved that cult status where even if he wouldn't win the World Cup, his greatness would never be in question. So now that was the biggest problem. So the question was, does he have the karmic quota still left in him? Does he have it to really, besides being a greatest player on the planet? Okay, I'm sorry, all the Ronaldo fans. Okay, can he really go on to win the World Cup also? Now that was the question, which was I was grappling with. Now it was very clear from the beginning that even in the 2022 World Cup, I was very, very clear that the 1986 patch, 87 patch is still alive, and somebody from that patch is going to win the World Cup. And I was always looking for somebody, probably who could be an alternative. to Leo Messi, who will go on to win the World Cup. And that is the reason I gave Germany the chance, because the German captain was born in 86. See, understand the logic where I'm going from, okay, where I come from. So, now, why was I looking for an alternative for Leo? Simply because there were, while I was in the beginning, I was feeling so, ecstatic about Leo winning the World Cup simply because he had a great chart. But that question of he having a great chart, okay, of the greatest of all time was, became a, question mark, because the data which I was depending on, the biggest, one of the most authentic sources of the birth details in the world is a website called Astrological, and they had earlier given a birth time, okay, of Messi. He was supposedly born in the morning hours, and he has a Taurus ascendant, which makes him have a very powerful 7th house, because Uranus, the 7th lord, is exalted in his chart, and that is the reason I thought that he's going to win the World Cup. Okay, but now they say in the time of birth, they said that no, he is no longer Scorpio ascendant. Okay, that was a huge blow for me. Okay, now because if that is true, then Messi had a weak 7th house. Now 7th house becoming weak, and also during the transit also, this in the 7th house was, there were weak planets. The 7th lord itself was debilitated. So now what it means is that, Messi's chances of becoming a World Cup winner is going to go down. Now there was another confusion. I chanced upon a video which says that Messi's mother, it was an interview with Messi's mother, and Messi's mother has given another time of birth, which puts Messi, with a Scorpio ascendant. Now, if that is Scorpio ascendant means, then the chances of Messi winning a World Cup becomes brighter, because in that case, his 7th house, his Lord is planet X, and it is exalted in his 11th house, which indicates that, he can go on to win a huge, world-beating thing as he keeps growing older. At an older age, he can do that. Okay. There was so much of confusion. So you weren't very sure. You're not very, very clear. And this time I was very, very, sure that I didn't want to put my emotions before my rational mind. I wanted to do a rational thinking. So I was, the confusion is that, how can Messi's mother go wrong? Okay, but then there is a birth certificate in hand which gives another time. Now when we have these two teams, only it is now it is France versus Messi, okay, Argentina. Now it has become very, very, very clear. Okay, why is it clear? Now understand, winning a World Cup is the biggest thing that you can ever do. Okay, not even Iker Casillas has won 2 World Cups. Okay, and the greatest of greats in the world, none of them have won 2 World Cups consecutively as captains. Okay, remember that I'm talking about captains. Okay, don't compare it with cricket. Cricket is played by a few countries. Okay, now football is huge, and winning a football as a captain, okay, twice consecutively is an impossible task. You cannot do that. Okay, and that is where we talk about karmic quota. Okay, you achieving the World Cup is, victory is extraordinary. Okay, now if you look at the coach of France, he has won a World Cup as a captain. He's won a Euro Cup as a captain. He's won a World Cup as a coach. He too has exhausted his karmic quota. I was very happy to see that there is no great, who was born in the 1990s. Okay, none of the major country captain was born in 1990, because that is a major patch. I was worried. Another, of course, the person was Harry Kane of England, 1993 born. So if it is not 86, then 1990, and then 1993. Okay, so there was no major players. And you know what? The last week has been really nerve-wracking, because you are seeing this Morocco creating this huge upsets. Okay, and I was like, oh my God, In the end, it will make sense. Morocco will go and win. And then you will know that, oh, it was supposed to be the change of a world order, a new order in place. Pluto, finally, the eagle Pluto. I talk about grey lizard now, there is an eagle. Eagle means what? A new ray. When a planet comes into early rays of exaltation or coming into its own house. Pluto came into its own house in 1990, 89, 90, and the end of 89, okay? And this guy, the Morocco captain, Romain, was born in that time, and I was like, oh no, come on, okay? But now, in the final, when you have, it's France versus Argentina, and it is Messi versus Hugo Lloris, and now it all makes sense, okay? Now, some people will ask me, but then why? The coach, you're talking about Coach Scolari, I mean, he's supposed to be having a bad horoscope. It's not about he having a bad horoscope. We always knew that he has a good chart, and that is the reason you will know that I predicted, him to go on to, take Argentina to victory in the Copa America. Okay. Now, the question was, can he be a great? Okay. He has a good chart. He has planet X in very well placed, planet Y is very well placed, and very importantly, Pluto is in the deepest exaltation. Okay, and it's in Virgo. The question is, can a Virgo deep exaltation of Pluto, can it really, make him a great? Okay, and now if you look at the fact that Scolani, has not done anything big at all. I mean, there is no claim to fame other than him being the coach of Argentina. He was a medium level player, nobody knew him. He's not a great, like the France coach, right? So that is the reason I would say that, the coach is okay, he's fine. I mean, he does have it in him. I mean, if you look at the chart now, we can say that yes, he does have it in him to at least win a World Cup, okay? He has not done anything great before, so this could be the biggest thing that he'll achieve in his life, okay? Now, but the most important thing is it's all about Messi. It's all about Messi's horoscope. And Messi, now, I don't know which is the chart, which is the right horoscope, okay? It could be either of the three could be the right horoscope. And I hope that the right horoscope is the one which will, I mean, if Messi wins the World Cup, then obviously he has to have a good chart. And probably the ascendant could be what his mother is saying, okay? And mother cannot be wrong. So, probably that is the right one, okay? And why will Messi win this time? It's very, very simple. Hugo Lloris cannot become the greatest ever. I mean, like, you cannot win a World Cup twice. It's not possible at all. So all you Messi fans, all you Argentina fans, I want to tell you one thing. Relax. In every, all of these World Cup finals, you always used to be tensed, worried, thinking that, oh God, what if the other team wins, okay? But this time, I'm going to be chilled, I'm going to be relaxed, because I know that there is no force in this world which can take away what Messi is destined to be. And Messi is destined to be the greatest ever. That was a question which was always in the mind, can Messi win a World Cup also? Because he's already a great. Because winning a World Cup means he'll be the greatest of all time. I mean, the GOAT. Okay. Now, the patch he was born in. I mean, he was born in with Uranus in deep exaltation, Neptune in deep exaltation, Planet X in deep exaltation. So many planets so well placed, and he should be the greatest ever. Okay. He has it in him to be the greatest ever. And this is the moment which will make him winning the World Cup, and he is going to win. He will win, okay? Argentina is going to win, and this moment will make Messi the greatest of all times. And Maradona is watching, and he's giving all the blessings, and you all Argentina fans, you will rejoice, and you're going to be happy, and you're going to be celebrating, and I'm going to be celebrating with you. Yes, Messi, the GOAT.